6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Kanus Ashraf. First, the headlines. Nawab Sanaullah Khan Zehri has resigned from his office as Chief Minister Balochistan. Prime Minister says strong bonds of friendship and multi-sector cooperation between Pakistan and China will continue with great fervor. Defense Minister says Pakistan, being an ally of the United States, suffered the most but was not rewarded for countless sacrifices by its people and armed forces. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops send their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 3 more Kashmiri youth in Islamabad district today. China and Russia have welcomed dialogue between North and South Korea. Pakistan beat Nepal by 9 wickets in its second match of Blind Cricket World Cup at Gujranwala today. And now the news in detail. Nawab Sanaullah Khan Zehri has resigned from his office as Chief Minister Balochistan in Quetta today. According to a press release issued by the Chief Minister's Secretariat in Quetta, Nawab Zehri called on Governor Muhammad Khan Achukzai and formally submitted his resignation to him. The Governor of Balochistan, Muhammad Khan Achukzai, has formally accepted the resignation. According to the contents of his resignation, Nawab Zehri expressed the desire of continuation of democratic process in the province. He said that he served the people of Balochistan to the best of his honesty and capability. Meanwhile, a notification with regard to resignation tendered by Nawab Sanaullah Khan Zehri has formally been issued by the Governor's Secretariat in Quetta. Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi has emphasized upon expanding people-to-people contacts and trade and commerce between Pakistan and China. He was talking to Ambassador of China to Pakistan, Yao Jing, in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister congratulated the ambassador on his appointment to Pakistan and reiterated strengthening the all-weather strategic cooperative partnership between the two nations. He said that deepening the strong bonds of friendship and multi-sector cooperation between Pakistan and China would continue with great fervor as ever before. He expressed the confidence that Ambassador Yao will actively contribute towards smooth and expeditious implementation of the CPEC projects. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi has said there is a lot of trade potential between Pakistan and Nigeria, and the two countries can utilize it for the benefit of their people. He made these remarks during his meeting with High Commissioner of Nigeria in Pakistan, Hashimi Adiubu Olaini, who called on him in Islamabad today. The Prime Minister said Pakistan can provide cooperation to Nigeria in various sectors, including health, infrastructure, education, and human resource management. Defense Minister Khurram Dastagir Khan says Pakistan has suffered the most, being an ally of United States, but price tags can't be put on the countless sacrifices by our people, armed forces, and on the economic loss. He was addressing a public talk titled Contours of Pakistan's Security Environment, organized by Institute of Strategic Studies in Islamabad today. Khurram Dastagir said the United States has not suspended aid under its recent decision, but actually suspended all efforts for dialogue on countering terrorism. He stressed that without a continuous working level dialogue, no high-level interactions can be productive, and dialogue has to be kept open as long as the US is in Afghanistan. German Ambassador to Pakistan Martin Kobler called on Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa in Rawalpindi today. During the meeting, they discussed regional security situation and matters of mutual interest. The German ambassador lauded Pakistan Army's efforts for regional peace and security. Former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has urged the nation to support him in his struggle to make Pakistan a truly democratic state. Addressing the lawyers in Islamabad this afternoon, Nawaz Sharif said that he launched a movement for restoration of the judiciary, and now he is going to spearhead the same for restoration of justice. He said that PMLN believes in rule of law and supremacy of the Constitution. He said that he is struggling for principles and positive objectives. He said that US President Donald Trump's statement is unacceptable as it has hurt the sentiments of the people of Pakistan. This is Radio Pakistan. President Mamnoon Hussain has urged the religious segments to follow a broad-minded approach for the reformation of society to achieve the desired objectives. He was talking to prominent scholar Dr. Syed Salman Nadvi, who called on him along with a delegation in Islamabad today. The president said ijtihad is necessary for effective implementation of reforms in society and Islamic teachings. Pakistan has reiterated its full support and solidarity with Saudi Arabia against any threats to its territorial integrity and Haramain Sharifain. In a statement, Foreign Office spokesman condemned the ballistic missile attack by Houthi militia on Najran in Saudi Arabia. He said Pakistan commends the government of Saudi Arabia for destroying the missile before it caused any civilian casualties. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 3 more Kashmiri youth in Islamabad district today. The troops killed the youth during a violent military operation at Larnu in Kokarnag area of the district. An Indian Army officer claimed that the youth were killed during an encounter with the troops. Indian Army is using gunship helicopters in the ongoing operation. The killings triggered complete shutdown in Kokarnag and other areas of Islamabad district. The roads wore a deserted look due to the spontaneous strike. Massive clashes were reported between protesters and Indian troops in Agingam, Sagam, Kokarnag, Vailu and Larnu areas of the district. The authorities suspended internet mobile services in South Kashmir. North Korea and South Korea have agreed to hold military talks. A joint statement said this after the two sides engaged in formal dialogue in Seoul today. China and Russia have welcomed dialogue between North and South Korea. A news briefing in Beijing, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Lu Kang said that China is happy over the talks between North and South Korea and welcome all positive steps. In a statement, Kremlin spokesman said that this is exactly the kind of dialogue that we said was necessary. The foreign ministers of Iran, France, Germany and Britain will hold talks on Thursday in Brussels to discuss nuclear agreement with Tehran. In a statement, EU Foreign Affairs Chief Federica Mogherini said that European Union will host the meeting to ensure a full and continued implementation of the 2015 agreement. Federica Mogherini said the United States stepping away from the nuclear deal would be counterproductive. Meanwhile, in Iran, about 3,700 people have been arrested over charges of involving protest and unrest against government during the past 2 weeks. Syria's military accused Israel of launching missiles by targeting its outpost near Damascus today. In a statement, the army said Syrian air defense confronted the early morning attacks on military outposts in the area of Qutaifa. It also claimed that Syria Air Force hit one of the Israeli jets and shot down several of the missiles. The military said the attacks caused material damage. Pakistan defeated Nepal by 9 wickets in its second match of Blind Cricket World Cup at Gujranwala today. Nepal scored 258 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 40 overs. In reply, Pakistan achieved the target in 20th over for the loss of 1 wicket. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, light rain, thunderstorm with light snowfall over the hills is expected at a few places in Malakand division. Dense foggy conditions are likely to prevail over plain areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during night and morning hours. To end the news, some of the headlines once again. Nawab Sanaullah Khan Zehri has resigned from his office as Chief Minister, Balochistan. Prime Minister says strong bonds of friendship and multi-sector cooperation between Pakistan and China will continue with great fervor. China and Russia have welcomed dialogue between North and South Korea. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com Radio Pakistan News Official.